What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Salmel, bro, and this is part 2 of our exploration guide. I'm gonna be talking about exploration in low-sec and how to do it safely, and hopefully you don't die. So last episode we are doing like we got 5 million from high sec, and that would enable us to replace the ship like 3 or 4 times over, so we have that buffer in case our ship gets destroyed. But I'm confident that if we do things right, we look at local, we do our safe spots, we're not gonna die. And relatively low sec, it's pretty easy. This is like the second system that I went into, and it's empty and there's a lot of anomalies that we can scan. So yeah, this is pretty much it's actually easier to do it in low sec, and it's actually more profitable. So I'm just adding waypoints here, and this is actually voiced over because I had some copyright music playing in the background, so I had to redo the vocal part. So I get into the system, right, and I see a bunch of cosmic anomalies. So definitely I'm the only person in local too, so that means I'm the only person here. So that means that I can like scan and explore to my heart's content. So I warp in, I try to create a safe spot. So how you create a safe spot is you warp into like a celestial, a moon, or the sun or whatever, and I wouldn't warp in at 0. I press Control B, and I kind of fuck up here for some reason. It's not letting me warp into my safe spot. It might be that it landed on faction warfare space or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try that again. So yeah, it's not letting me warp in to like to my safe spot. So I'm gonna go click on I was wondering at this point I was wondering if it was like a server issue or something, but yeah, it might have been that it saved over like a faction warfare space. So again, what you're gonna do is you're gonna warp like several kilometers out of like a celestial. In this video I did it off 0, but I would suggest like warping into like 100 or something instead. So yeah, warp 100 or 75 kilometers away, you press Control B, and when you hit enter, that's where it saves. Like when you press enter, that's the point where it saves it. So I wait for around like 100 kilometers or something, or 1 AU, just so you know, it's gonna be impossible for someone without scanning me down to like go to where I'm at. So this is where you scan. You right click at any point in empty space, and that's gonna show you all your bookmarks. So I created my safe spot under the name safe 2, and I'm gonna warp there, and I'm gonna be relatively safe from anyone else. From anyone else. So what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna show you how to do like a D-scan. So this is gonna be your directional scanner. Every single ship has this, even like your pod. So you're gonna take that out. You're gonna put it somewhere convenient. So the directional scanner is just gonna show you all of the ships or whatever you're scanning. But for the purposes of this tutorial, it's just we're only concerned about ships. So I'm gonna make it the maximum like amount, like 14.3 AU and 360 degrees angle, right? So I'm gonna check PvP. So it's gonna show me like buildings or whatever, and it's gonna show me ships. So I'm gonna change the shortcut. For me, I do the D-scan as like my space bar. So I'm gonna switch it to space bar. So when I hit D-scan, anything within 14 AU around me, so the angle is 360 degrees. Anything that's around like 14 AUs of me would be revealed. It's not gonna show me like their exact direction, but at least I know that they're nearby. And the only thing, as long as you're in your safe spot, the only thing you have to worry about are combat scanner probes, because people could scan you down. That's pretty much it. So I'm just analyzing cosmic signatures here. And even if you're in faction warfare space, This is like a PvP designated area, where people can warp into like specific areas where they duke it out and they get rewards. Basically, there's still gonna be cosmic signatures that spawn, and the good thing about it is, like, yes, people do come into faction warfare systems to like kill people and stuff, but they're not carrying around combat probes, or they're not doing any kind of exploration, so that leaves you to like get all of the exploration sites for yourself, while like other people are killing each other, basically. So yeah, that's one of the secrets that I've that's one of the things that I did when I was starting out, and it made my like month-old characters very profitable. So yeah, you're gonna see like combat probes on your directional scanner. Sorry, if you're gonna see combat probes in your directional scanner, that means that someone's actively probing for you. In this case, I see scanner core whatever. Those are mine. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. And you're gonna see like when you on the screen while you're probe scanning, that's the area of your directional scanner. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, 1 AU is the distance between the sun and the earth. So that's 149,598,000 kilometers. So unless someone warps into you, then um, then that shouldn't be a problem. They can't burn. No one can burn. Uh, no one can just burn into you like with their ship, with their prop mods or whatever. So they have to know your exact location to like find you. So this spot is relatively safe from anyone. So yeah, the D-scan is one of the most useful tools. I just set it to 360 here because we're not trying to pinpoint anyone's location. We're just trying to be safe. So I'm just scanning these wormholes, because I was thinking like maybe we could add like any kind of like wormhole exploration in this video, but then I thought to myself like we probably should hold off on wormholes and actually find like data sites. So I'm just gonna fast forward while I scan down like a data site here, like a cosmic or a relic site. So yeah, you also get to check local if if it's you and then one other person, then usually that's just the two of you. So I see the Vexer on the screen, and sometimes it helps to just alt tab if you're on your safe zone and you don't see like any combat probes. Just alt tab. If you don't know the ship, then look it up, see what the usual fittings are, then you'll kind of know. For the Vexer, they're probably just going into like a complex doing faction warfare stuff, because for those of you that don't know, if in faction warfare you stay in the complex and you get the rewards even if you're not killing anyone. So yeah, this person's probably just doing the normal faction warfare type shit, and I can see him on my D-scan, and it shouldn't worry you if you see other ships. Yeah, if you're in your safe spot and no one else is there. So I'm pressing spacebar sometimes. Like if there's a lot of people, I would just press it a lot. But I wouldn't recommend going into like a low sec system with a lot of people, because they might also be scanning down those cosmic signatures and not doing them, just waiting for someone to like hop in to that relic site or that data site, using it as bait to like kill you. But this one is I feel like it's relatively safe because there's just two of us. So yeah, this is how safe it can be. So I'm gonna fast forward here. So we found a relic site, and as you can see, there's one person who came into local. Always check local. Local is your friend. I cannot emphasize this enough. Even if you're living in nullsec or whatever, or in lowsec, just check local, because that just indicates like how many people there are, or it helps you. It saves lives basically. So every time someone's in local, I check my D scan just to see what ships there are, and yeah. So while I'm in this site, by the way, one thing that could help you live when you're in a relic site or in a data site is, if you see probe scanners on your D scan and you recall, like you can tell that you've recalled yours. Um, Prior to coming here, I recalled all my probes. Then someone's scanning that site, and I that should be like a good time for you to leave, because if they're scanning that site, eventually they're gonna scan it down and they're gonna find you there. So yeah. So I've gone through like the overview of hacking in my previous video, which is, you kind of play like a bit of like a minesweeper type thing, where uh, it shows you a number every time you click on a cell, and the closer the number is to 1, it, the closer it is, the closer that specific cell is to like a module that's useful for you, or the core. And when you break the core, then you get to access the loot inside that data cache, or that piece of rubble basically. And there's a more advanced technique. It's called the rule of 4. There's a bunch of videos covering that, so I'm just gonna direct you to that video. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna put it on the link, on the description down below. Alright, 3, 2, 1, play. So we've hit minute 50, and it looks like we have around 50 mil in our cargo hold. So yeah, it's pretty dope. But I wanted to keep going. I wanted to hit 60 million for this run, and yeah. So you can see it's relatively safe, even if there's a bunch of people in the system. They're killing each other. So yeah, I'm scanning down more sites, and we made a lot of gold, like much more than we made a lot of ISK. Sorry, much more than what we would have made in ISK doing mining or doing whatever it is. Just it's just way more profitable than whatever I'd be doing in ISK as a very new player. And this would open up like a whole bunch of possibilities for me, so I can double down and invest more on exploration, get an Astero, like the Sisters of Eve ship that would help me do better in exploration. And yeah, that's probably gonna be my next video, so I'm gonna scan down this relic site. So there you have it, folks. 57 million in roughly an hour and 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna head back to Jita and sell all of this stuff, and then I'm gonna buy uh, the alpha skill injector, the 1 day alpha skill injector. So by the way, guys, if you're gonna be traveling through like low sec space, please make sure not to autopilot, because that's gonna warp you like 15 kilometers, I believe, away from the gate, and you're gonna have to burn your way all through the gate. Whereas if you just manually jump, then you warp to the gate at 0. So 15 kilometers is a pretty takes a substantial enough time, like burning towards the gate, that people can just gank you and kill you if you autopilot. So never autopilot. I would suggest not doing it unless you want your ship to blow up. So just manually jump. And once I get to Cheetah, I'm gonna sell all of this, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and if you guys want to see another guide for newer players or alpha accounts, then I'm definitely down to like creating whatever video you guys would like. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. Till next time, peace.